It's a cool autumn day in 2023, and I find myself reminiscing about my childhood. You see, I was the kid with the glasses, the one always buried in a book, the one they labeled as a nerd. And for the longest time, I let that label define me. I saw myself as nothing more than the smart kid with zero athletic ability. But eventually, I realized that I was more than just one label. I was a multitude of things: a friend, a brother, a dreamer, a nature lover, and so much more. That's when I understood that labels, while sometimes useful, can often limit us and keep us from seeing our full potential. Now, let's journey back in time and see how labels have evolved throughout history. The ancient Egyptians, for instance, used labels to categorize people based on their social class. Pharaohs, priests, soldiers, farmers, each had their place in society, and each label carried its own set of expectations and responsibilities. Fast forward to the Middle Ages, and labels became even more important. They were used to distinguish nobility from common folk, clergy from laity. People were born into their labels, and it was nearly impossible to change them. Then came the Enlightenment, a period of great change and questioning. People began to challenge the idea of fixed labels, arguing that a person's worth should not be determined by their birth or occupation. The concept of individuality was born, and with it, the idea that we are more than just our labels. In the present day, we use labels in many different ways. We label ourselves based on our jobs, our hobbies, our beliefs, our identities. We label others based on their appearances, their actions, their words. Sometimes these labels can help us understand each other better, but other times they can create divisions, misunderstandings, and stereotypes. Think about it. How often do we label someone as dumb or smart based on their learning abilities? How often do we forget that intelligence comes in many forms, and that everyone has their own unique strengths and talents? Consider the story of the Christian with a learning disability. They've heard countless stories about how God healed someone, and they wonder why they're still struggling. But what they don't realize is that they are beautifully and wonderfully made, even with their disability. They are not dumb or less than. They are smart, capable, and full of potential. They are more than their label. So as we end this journey through time and labels, I leave you with this question. How do you use labels in your life? Do they limit you, or do they help you understand yourself and others better? Remember, you are more than just one label. You are a multitude of things, and each one of them is beautiful and unique.